Hello and welcome in round 5 in Tata Chess Tournament 2021. And here we have another very interesting position, Carlsen against Tuchenko. And the position is very complicated. It looks complicated, it's not extremely complicated of course, but you see black, first of all white can capture this rook on c4. It looks like that he can capture that rook, but it's a terrible mistake to do that. Let's play a random move for black, something like that, to illustrate my point. After that he can recapture with a pawn, and now we have a nice fork here. So black should do something here, and black found a very nice move to continue the game, and he played the move a5. Again, as you've seen in the previous games, it's just an accident to play a same move, but the idea behind this move a5 is to open up lines for his rook and activate all of his pieces. Now Carlsen capture here, b takes a5, we have this check, king to c2, drop back, and now rook c5. You can see black cannot increase the pressure against this pawn on c3. He go away from this potential threat, knight takes c4, and now he is threatening the pawn on a5. This is the idea, and it's a little difficult for white to do something here. Carlsen played this move knight b1, and now we have rook b to b5. You can see one of white's pawns is doomed. Actually, this a5 pawn is doomed. It looked like that white cannot protect it, right? And around here players avoid the time pressure. We are in move 42, so they had one more extra time to think here. And the commentators and many people thought that black is doing just fine here, and he is a little better because white cannot really protect that pawn. This is what it looked like, and of course he is protecting d5. I mentioned again Carlsen's ability, and his ability is to defend very accurately, very well, and he can transpose the bad positions into good positions. He's in defense right now because his pieces are not very active. Again, we have another fight, bishop against knight, alright, but this bishop is controlling a lot of squares, and it's difficult to activate that knight because this knight is forced to defend this c3 pawn, right? Okay, so Carlsen thought here for little time, and he played this move, e takes d5. He started with that one, e takes d5, and now he played a6. So black is forced to play this move rook a5 to capture the pawn. You can see the rook here is under attack, the pawn could be under attack, and here you had foreseen this before. He calculated before play that moves, and of course white have some problems here. For example, if we play a normal move like that, rook a3 for example, then we have the exchange, rook a5, try to attack that pawn, king to b3 to protect the knight. We have a capture here, and after rook takes d5, the most natural move, now rook can change directions. She can play rook g6, and as you can see, this pawn on g2 is terrible weakness, and white cannot protect it. He cannot put the rook back on d2. This is the problem. This is what white is facing, right? And Carlsen calculate here something else. He's extremely strong in this. It's probably it is one of his strong points, and other players don't have it. And he managed to transpose this position. He captured here on e5 immediately. Rook recaptures, and now he played this amazing move c4, a fantastic pawn sacrifice. He's sacrificing back his pawn, but he would like to do it in his own terms. Of course, in order to do such things, you should calculate very well. His idea is to liberate the a file to the c file, so the rook can jump on a3, and similarly he is attacking the pawn on d5, right? So black has some problems now. Of course, he captured the pawn. There we have c takes d5, rook a2 check, king b3. You can see Carlsen don't only sacrifice this pawn immediately on g2, he give it away, but he transposed the position. Now we don't have the rook on d5, but we have the pawn on d5, and it's extremely more dangerous. Not only that, he solved this problem from the knight on b1, and the knight now can jump very fast on c3 and e4. So this is a very nice position, an example how Carlsen is playing and how he can transpose the games from bad situations to good situations. And what is for you is that in any time, even in a very worse position, you can play well and you can find solutions. So we have here, he captured here, knight to c3, he has counterplay, and okay, after that, rook g3, now he is sacrificing the other pawn on h3. The position is complicated, of course, and black has his own chances because he can capture h3 and this h pawn is very fast, but white is first. This is a check, king here, knight to e4, and now he captures there, king c4, rook here, rook d5, and you can see now he's threatening another check on d5. We have that, rook c5, a check. Here we have king to e6, another cool idea. Actually, the game is very close to the draw here. He captured, he played rook a3, threatening checkmate. Here with rook a8, he played that one. Now we have a check, king d8. We have the exchanges, and after all of this forcing line, actually now only black is it's not better, of course. White's pieces are extremely active, but we have rook a1. He managed to push the pawn forward. Rook here, h2, king f5. You see he played this move, and now we have king to g4, king d7, king here, rook here. Now black is a little better, but he just actually is not better because he played that. He managed to blockade the h pawn, so we have this Carlsen have his fortress because he can go back and forth with his king. It's very difficult for black to do something, and white is waiting for black to do something with the pawns. Now he played that, so black liberated the position. He tried to exchange some pawns. Sorry, not like that. Let's go back. After e4, he captured on e4 here, king takes here, and king to g4. And the idea, the tactical last idea, is after king e3 is to capture that pawn, bishop should recapture, and this is a draw because black cannot win with his bishop. Okay, a very fighting game, a very nice game. Carlsen wasn't really better, but he tried to do something. So this position, this is the second position I'd like to share with you. We have another very interesting endgame position. I really admire and like the endgames, and if you like to become a better player, you should understand and learn more about the endgames. I start implementing endgames in my training program step by step. I go from very basics to more advanced endgames, and right now we have a very nice position here because black sacrificed the exchange. He captured here on e5. Rook takes here, and now after a3, here is the problem, because if he just plays something like that to wait, then black can recapture it there. Rook takes b2, and you can see this bishop looks extremely passive, but this bishop is protecting very well the pawn and tied down the rook in the defense. So we have this c5, king f2, a runner now. And now what we are going to do, it's white's turn actually. White have only one move to draw the game here. Only one move can draw, and all the others are losing. And the move is that, to sacrifice the rook, bishop takes, king here, c2 and king d2. As we're going to see a little later, king can stop that pawns, here, and during the game he just captured after a3. This is the game continuation. He captures on a3 immediately. We have b2 against this cool bishop, protect that pawn, protect the queen in square. We have rook b5, he captures here, and this is a draw, but of course black should be extremely careful here. We have king f2, bishop e2. Tari is facing very strong grandmasters, and he's in defense in many times, but definitely after that tournament he will become a greater player for sure. He's going to learn a lot. We have g4, and after a lot of moves, he's forcing him to push the pawns a little forward, and now the king went there to push the pawns forward in the fifth rank. King went here, and the white king unfortunately should go back in order to stop that pawn on c2. We have this forcing moves, and now this one, and now the position is a draw. is the draw, and there is one famous game here. I'm not going to analyze it very deeply, but I'd like to share it with you. I share it with my students. It's very entertaining. This is the game. You can start the game with 3 pawns from one side and 3 pawns from the other side, and the king can't stop these pawns. I already explained it in my video, so I'm not going to do it again here, but you can try it. It's a very entertaining game, and you see, during this game we just seen that one, it was useful because right now you should know how to stop white pawns. If you don't know how to stop them, then you might face problems. But in any case, let's move forward to the next game. One other cool game, the opening was cool actually. We have the English attack here. Okay, all of these are normal moves. Caruana is with white pieces and Sipenko with black. Now he played knight to d5, and here he played e4. Okay, knight h4, d6, bishop g2, and here I was wondering, black just castling here, right? He played that move, but I was wondering what will happen after g5. Can you find it? Actually, I wasn't very able to find it. It's a very difficult position because it looked like that white knight on h4 is trapped, right? You cannot do anything about that, but white have something here, and he can play queen a4. Now the bishop is under attack, and the idea behind it is that after, for example, bishop c5, we can play this amazing move d4, attacking the bishop, and after that we can capture the pawn on g5 with a bishop from c1 bishop, right? This is the idea, and the other possible move is to go on a5, but this is even worse for black because we can play b4, bishop b6, and now bishop to b2. You can see this knight and this bishop are pinning this f6 knight, put more pressure here, and white is on top here. It's better. So this is about the opening. So he castling, short side, castling. He played that in any case, d4 here, and after h3 again he cannot really capture this because we have bishop to g5, pinning that knight and winning. A lot of forcing lines to calculate. Okay, and the game ended in a draw. Nothing very special was there. And now we have the game of the day. Grandelius again, Maxime Lagrave. He's a solid leader till now, and he's playing a fantastic tournament, really fantastic tournament. He is extremely good prepared, and we have Sicilian here, Sicilian Najdorf, and after all of these moves, e6, now we have f4, queen to b6, the poison pawn variation, because white is sacrificing this fat pawn on b2, but he have a lot of active pieces. We are not going very deep in the lines, of course, because this is not a video about this Sicilian line, but I'm trying to explain the most here, or the most critical things. The queen is under attack, queen a3, and f5. You can see the majority of white pieces are developed, and it's difficult for black now to consolidate his pieces and to continue developing because he's under attack. Now f5, this is the idea behind it, is to weaken or this pawn on e6 to make it softer. We have knight c6 is the main line here to developing the pieces, it's normal, but black experimented himself with this move knight e7. Maxime played it himself, and also other strong players. We have that one, bishop e7, and now f takes e6. Here he captured with a bishop, but another possible way is to capture with a pawn, but after c4 you can see this pawn is under attack in any case, and white would like to remove somehow that pawn in order to dominate in the light squares. This is his idea behind it. It's extremely difficult for black to protect that pawn. So we have here bishop takes, knight takes, f takes, bishop c4 in any case. The pawn is under attack, he cannot do anything about that. So Maxime here should find something in order to continue the game, right? Continue the game, and he should sacrifice back his pawn, but he has little time. And during that little time, he played this nice move, knight to d7. Obviously, he knew it from his home. It's not very something that we should praise him that he found. It's a home analysis. So here we should be careful, because if white just captures on b7 with a rook, then the knight can jump on c5, and you can see now that the rook is under attack, the a4 is not very stable, and the white is facing problems. The material is equal, and but white pieces are not very stable there. So for that reason he captured here on e6, white captures there, we have knight c5 again, gaining this tempo, attacking the bishop, bishop drop back, and now rook c8. You can see now white pieces are not stable again. This knight, for example, is not very well protected. White is threatening to, black is threatening to capture on b3 at the right moment, and black can, not right now, but he would like to castle in short side. This is the idea. And white's problem is that his pawns are split. The game is very tactical and complicated. We should be careful about that. White castling short side. Finally, he finalized his development. Now the normal move is knight takes b3. He recaptures with the rook, of course, to protect that knight. Okay, the pawn on b7 is under attack as well. The queen is under attack, so we have queen to c5. Everything is protected. This bishop is protected. The knight is protected by two pieces, and he played bishop to e3. Consolidate, try to consolidate his position. Queen c4. Okay, and now Grandelius continue playing very fast. He played this move rook f4 with a lot of ideas. For example, he can play something like e5, right? And here Maxim thought for a long time. He rejected that move, knight h5, but actually this is the best move in the position. Try to attack the rook, rook c3, and now knight f6 back, because black doesn't have a lot of ways to continue the game, very active ways. But after this moves, now e5 is not a threat, obviously, and black is threatening to castling short sides, right? And if black manages to consolidate his position, to put everything in action, then where is white's initiative, right? And of course white here cannot capture on b7, because this pawn on this knight on c3 is unprotected, will leave unprotected. For example, we have some positions like that. You can do that, and now we have a check, rook to bishop to d8, and now bishop to b6. Try to pin that bishop, and after this exchange white should be careful here. He should capture the rook, king here is 7, and now we should capture the rook on h8. And the position is complicated. Probably white is threatening something like a check here to capture the knight, and after that the h7 pawn. Black can goes on c3, for example, start collecting other pawns like on c2, and the position could end up in a draw because a lot of pieces exchange here. Okay, of course this is a typical variation. Other variations could be possible as well, but here Maxim dropped back his queen, and now Grandelius just captured the pawn b7, right? He's a pawn up. We have short castling, and now white is finally white is out of the opening book, and he thought here for 36 minutes, 36, more than a half hour. We are not doing that usually during the games, but from time to time we can do it in order to continue the game. Now he played this flying square h3, which is very natural because he's controlling the g4 square. He is not fearing on any jumps here on g4, and of course the king has an escape square here. This is the move. Black played this move rook to b8, tried to exchange this extremely active rook on the b line, and he played a very nice move rook a7, tried to attack the pawn, while black continued to exchanging pieces, and now he captured here on a8. Black will recapture, and we can see the difference now because the rook is not on the b file, but it is on a file, and it is behind the pawn. And we have another tactical trick here, and the trick is knight to d5. This is a very nice trick, because here it seems that black can capture on d5, but it is a mistake, because after that white can recapture with the knight here on e7. This is a check. Queen will recapture, and now we have this double attack. The king is under attack, the rook is under attack, even the knight is under attack here. So black has a lot of problems. It's mate in 2 actually, and alright, it's not very difficult. The checkmate in 2 is something like that. Okay, so he played the rook to b8. Of course he didn't touch the e4 pawn, And now we have c4. Step by step, whites try to consolidate the position. Again, the e4 pawn is untouchable thanks to the same tactic with check here and check on d5. So we have bishop to d8 finally, queen f2. The e4 pawn again is untouchable because after that we can deliver checkmate in one move, rook f8. This is a mate. So he played knight to d7, tried to relocate the knight. This is a very nice maneuver. He would like to put the knight maybe on c5, maybe on e5, and he can liberate his bishop like that to activate his pieces. But white is a pawn up. White controls the center very, very well. And now we have bishop to d4, bishop g5, try to attack the rook, and rook f5. Bishop h6 to protect everything, and now king h2, a very, very, very nice move. We see very rarely this moves in amateur games. Before do anything else, he protect his king. This is very important to put your king in safety, and then you can do any other moves. And in real battle, it's difficult to see such moves from amateur players. Players below 2000 elo or something like that, FIDE master or something, they can do such moves, it's alright. But the players that are not very experienced or they don't feel the position very well, it's extremely difficult to do such moves. Now we have rook to c8 and now queen g3. And this is another amazing move. This player with white is playing amazing strong, because he found another way now to activate his pieces and create problems. And here you may wonder, of course, why he didn't capture the pawn. Actually, black didn't capture that pawn because black is losing here. He is losing the game because we have that move, queen b3, amazing move, and now the bishop is hanging, right? White can capture, black can capture the bishop, but after that white is winning here. It is a checkmate in 4 moves. Actually, or I'm going to show you, right? He played this, knight e7, he can't play this, knight e7, this is a check. The queen cannot capture here the knight because the queen is pinned, so we have king h8 and now we have queen b8, another amazing move. And after that we can give check here with the rook, queen g8, and the beautiful checkmate is like that. A really beautiful checkmate, to checkmate with queen with that way. So let's move back. This is one way. He didn't capture the pawn on c4, of course. He played g6, tried to do something here in the king's side to create some escaping squares, and of course to overprotect this f8 square. Grandelius continued with queen h4, attacking the bishop, putting more pressure there, sacrificing the rook. And here, after that, after this move, actually we can recapture with the pawn. This is another fantastic position because actually queen cannot capture that pawn. We have a double or family fork. It's a family fork because the king, the rook, and the queen is under attack. Another brilliant tactic. So the queen has to go somewhere, probably here, but again we have this check, and king will go here. We can capture the rook, the bishop is under attack, the pawn is under attack, and alright, black is losing. Okay, so he didn't capture the rook, he played queen h4, bishop f8, tried to do something about that, and now look at that. It's amazing how he played this amazing game. He played rook to f6, a very nice move, and he didn't accept the sacrifice, because if black accepts the sacrifice with knight g6, then we have this check. Of course, king h8 is out of the question. This is a checkmate in one move. And if he tried to run away, then we have this check, bishop here, and now we have another very, very strong move, knight to g4. Actually, he thought about 36 minutes about that move h3. Of course, he didn't calculate that, but we can see another role of that move here. It's protecting the knight. And not only that, white is putting more pressure here against the pinned piece on g7. And actually he cannot really protect that bishop, because if he plays something like that, then guess what? We have a check on h6. This is a check. The bishop cannot capture the knight because the bishop is pinned, and after that we can capture on g7. The rook is protected, and if we just exchange pieces there, everything is just it could be just fine. So the best move here is to capture on g7, and after that we have an amazing move, queen h8 check. This is a check, and after this, for example, we can capture here, and yeah, okay, we can just exchange everything, and now white is winning. Okay, he can just move forward. So queen h8 is not amazing. He should give up the rook or something like that to try to play, but actually he cannot play. White has a lot of attack here. All right, but sacrificing the rook on f6, it's really cool. And now he played queen e8, what else to do, and now rook takes f8, sacrificing the rook in any case to give up the exchange in order to continue the game. Now queen captures here, now we have queen e7, the king and rook are under attack, so we have king f7, knight takes here, and the pawn on h7 is falling, and white can continue the attack. He is a pawn up, so he won a brilliant game. It was a brilliant game, right? And not only the opening, but the complete game was brilliant. So I have a question of the day, and the question of the day is this: what is your favorite opening? Who's in Sicilian? I don't know. Are you going to choose that one or something else? You're very welcome to write it in the comment. Thank you very much, and see you soon.
So, why you should become a member? This is an amazing opportunity to you to support the channel and gain access to exclusive perks. Well, it's not just about supporting the channel, it's about becoming part of the exclusive community. You'll be helping me to continue creating the content you love, and in return you get some fantastic benefits. We have 3 membership levels tolerated fit everyone needs: the gold, the diamond and the platinum. Join us as a member is a great way to interact with me directly. You will get loyalty badges next to your name in comments, access to custom emojis and special discounts. I prioritize replies to members. Access exclusive videos available only for members to enhance your chess skills. The time to improve is now. On the platinum membership plan, you will get a chess course for free. So what you are waiting for? Click the join button to become a member today. Let's take this journey together to the next level and unlock these amazing perks.